Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the current topic of the moment amongst the YouTube RPG brigade, and that is the often debated subject of immersion. Now, same old G, Captain Gothnog, the Casual Gamer, and others have all done some very interesting videos about this subject already, and I'll put links to those down below so you can have a look at those. And as most of them rightly point out, you can be immersed in many and various different things: a book, a movie, music. If you'll forgive me, a romantic slash creepy interlude, I'll let you be the judge of it. You can even be immersed in just listening to someone you care about talk. However, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about RPGs, and so that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. Now, up until the last few months when I've been involved in the YouTube RPG community, I'd not really heard the term immersion as associated with tabletop role-playing games. I'd mainly heard it associated with my other role-play related hobby, which is live action role-playing, where people get dressed up in costumes to portray their characters and fight with either real or, as in the case of the systems I do, foam latex weapons. And in that context, immersion normally refers to the props, the set dressing, the visual element that it's believed somehow allow you to divorce yourself from the idea that you are merely playing a game, that actually draw you in to believing for a few moments that you are actually your character. Now, I can't say I particularly 100% agree with this, but that's a different matter. I'm not sure if you can ever become that immersed in something. However, since becoming involved in the YouTube RPG community, I have heard the term bandied about numerous times in relation to tabletop RPGs, and it seems to mean different things to many different people, and that's absolutely fine. None of these interpretations is any particularly more better than the others. All I can do is give you my own definition of immersion. As you game, you'll come up with your own definition, and that's absolutely fine, whatever works for you. For me, though, immersion is simply how invested am I in a game. And people often assume that immersion is an either-or proposition. You're either immersed or you're not immersed. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think you can have different levels of immersion in a game. For instance, some people prefer a more casual, relaxed attitude to the tabletop sessions. Some prefer this more immersive style where they really try and get into the headspace of their characters, and that's absolutely fine as long as people are enjoying their games. Now, as I said earlier, I don't think you're ever going to reach a stage where people are 100% immersed. There's always going to be a little bit of you that knows you're sat around a table rolling some dice with your friends, or you're camped in a field with your friends, or that you're wearing a costume, or that you're looking at a character sheet. You're never going to be 100% fooled into thinking that you are your own character. However, what immersion is good for, in my opinion, is for pushing all of that real world stuff that's buzzing around in our heads most of the days of our lives. If it can push that firmly to the back of your minds for 2-3 hours, maybe, when you're role playing a week, however long you role play a week, then surely that's a good thing. It's certainly a healthy thing, in my opinion, to get a break from everyday stresses and strains. And if becoming immersed, becoming connected, becoming involved in a game can help you do that, then surely it's got to be a good thing. And the way I judge how immersed I am in a game is that if after we reach the end of a session I realise that I've not looked at my watch or thought about what I've got to be doing the day after or at work the next day, then that means I've been pretty thoroughly engrossed in a game. It's allowed me for a few seconds to set down those everyday worries, those cares of the world, and just concentrate on playing my character in a game. And that's one of the aspects that I enjoy about this hobby of ours. I think another sign that someone's been thoroughly invested in the game is when they're so enthusiastic, they want to tell other people about what's happened in the game. Whether this is on their blogs, in person, whether it's just the players excitedly talking about a game session after it's finished, that's got to be a great time. Because let's face it, we all have so much going on in our lives normally that if something stands out head and shoulders above the everyday drudgeries of life, and that so interests you, that so involves you, that you want to share it with somebody else, that's got to be a pretty good thing in my opinion. So, in the final analysis, does it really matter how we define immersion? In my opinion, no, it really doesn't. What matters is that people are enjoying their games, and for some, this enjoyment comes from a deeply immersive style of games. For others, it's a more casual style of game, maybe a one-off, whatever. Neither of these is particularly more valid, they're just different. At the end of the day, we're all in the hobby to enjoy ourselves and to entertain ourselves and allow us to forget our cares for a few hours. And as long as the hobby and the games that you play are doing that, why should we worry too much about exactly how immersive a game is and pinning down that definition of immersion? I don't think we should. I think we should just concentrate on enjoying our games. Well, there's my thoughts on immersion. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the box down below. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll click on like and subscribe to my channel. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to reading what you write.